Alright, I'm playing my Weyland Building a Better World deck against Express. This game was recorded early last month after Honor and Profit's release. You'll see I'm still playing with the Honor and Profit proxies there. I hit the wrong button and drew a card instead of starting the game. Oops. It's a fantastic opening hand as far as the Sea Source and Double Scorch. You'd like to see some economy in there, but the early in the run ice and the Scorch tech is a nice start. You start with this hand in Grendel and you probably just won the game. I'm going to go ahead and ice headquarters with the Chimera there. It's not. I normally despise placing Chimera on central server ice. In this case, it's kind of a account siphon prevention. That won't get rezzed unless he runs account siphon on me. And then you put the ice wall to keep him out of R&D for the early game here. I'm playing my Building a Better World variant of Supermodernism. It's a rush deck. It's designed to rush agendas out very quickly at the beginning of the game. And it's got a lot of Scorch tech as kind of a backup win condition. Ideally, you get to match point or close to it, and you either win because the runner is playing too cautiously against you, or they get careless trying to play aggressively and you scorch them instead of winning out with points. That's a security testing that he installs there. Fantastic card, one of my favorites out of Honor and Profit. I pull Hostile Takeover on the mandatory draw, and I'm going to go ahead and score it here. Right now, I'm trying to get far enough ahead on credits so that I can afford to Sea Source and double Scorch him if he makes a run here. I'm sitting on 10 credits, so if he ended the turn right now, I would actually be 1 credit shy of Sea Source and double Scorch. But he's going to run security testing and get up to 7 credits. So now, if he dropped down to 3 cards, I could get him, but I can't hit him with double Scorch. He's got too much money. I'm going to tip there and get some more options. You run Anonymous Tip instead of Jackson Howard in this deck because it's more expedient. It gets you more cards faster. The trade-off is you lose the recursion ability of Jackson Howard, but generally speaking, if your games go along with Supermodernism, you're going to be in trouble and recursion's not going to save you. I think the right play here is go ahead and get a secure remote, so probably Chimera on the bottom with a wall of static up top. The Chimera will keep him out, and then wall of static will stop the inside job play on the remote. I don't know it at this point. Tobin is actually running a Doppelganger Hemorrhage build here. He might be running Central Only Breakers. I can't remember. No, he's not. And I'm going to let him into headquarters all day long when I've got that Snare sitting in there with just a 1-point agenda. And he sees Scorched Earth again. You'll notice I have custom art on some of my cards, like the Building a Better World Identity card there. It's a cool little feature for Octagon subscribers. I was playing around with it at the time when this video was recorded. It's not very conducive for recording games, because it's not always easy to tell what those cards are if you're not familiar with the custom art. So I've taken it off and just left the official art in there for most of my videos, but you'll still see some of the custom stuff pop up in some of these older videos. So I'm feeling pretty good about my remote here. I go ahead and put the Atlas in there. I believe I drew into it. Normally with the Atlas I prefer to install in advance twice. And that's early bird on archives. Just a pretty good deal. I'm going to be wishing I had spare ice to throw in archives for a while to shut that off now. That should keep him out of there for a little bit. I think I'm worried about trying to keep enough credits at this point to keep the Sea Scorch option in play. And as a result, I take a credit in advance twice. So that's normal play with Atlas for me. You generally treat it like it's a 5-3. You want 5 advancements on there because 2 counters on Atlas will win you almost every game you play with this deck. It lets you pull a specific type of ice when you need it to secure a server. It lets you pull hostile takeovers for the win. It lets you pull it if you're missing out of your Scorch combo. If you have a secure remote, it lets you go pull a 2 or 3 pointer for the win. It's by far one of the best, if not the best, agendas in the game. It's right there with AstroScript, but doesn't get nearly the love that AstroScript does. I pull another Atlas here, and the debate I'm having is I can advance the current Atlas twice and score it with 1 counter and get the new Atlas in there to try to score it, or I can take credits and build up the Atlas more. In hindsight, I really think I should have sat there and got another counter on the Atlas. Another early bird on archives. Once again, I'm wishing I had some ice to drop on archives. And there's the inside job on the remote. So I'm going to res the Chimera here to keep it rejected. And now my problem is I'm sitting at, I believe, only 3 credits at this point. So I can score out the Atlas for 2 points. But that would, and no counters on it, but that would leave me sitting at 0 credits. So especially with 1 point in hand right now, and him not able to get in that remote, I'm going to go ahead and take the counter off Atlas for hostile takeover just to get some money real quick here. He's going to need either, he's going to need to get his full rig out to get into that remote. So I'm going to try to score this new Atlas with another counter on it. And then I can pull hostile takeover with that counter for the win. I did pull a third Scorched Earth there, but he's keeping so much money, it's going to be very difficult to get a sea source off on him. And there's Hemorrhage. And he is running with 2 cards in hand right now. You don't want to run with 2 cards in hand against Weyland, because many Weyland decks are running Snare in them. Obviously, I have one in headquarters, and that's game if he hits it right there. And he runs again. And he misses again. I think he saw Scorched Earth on 3 straight accesses in headquarters there. And right now, I should really probably focus on scoring, but I wanted to shut off the security testing for him right there. But the idea here was get that 1 advancement on Atlas, and then I can score it next turn. So if I score my Atlas next turn, that puts me at 6 points. I can use the counter to get a hostile takeover. So Tobin's feeling the pressure here and know he has to find something somewhere. Draws up to 3 cards, which is good for him. But that's not the one you want. So he plays legwork on headquarters here to access 3 cards. And I'm thinking here, because I've got the Atlas and Takeover play in my head, and I'm debating on how I want to spend my credits and whether or not I want to use the Snare if he does access it. I'm not thinking about the ice res here. And then I realize he's running with 2 cards in hand. So we are going to let that one through and not even worry about agenda points right now. Missed it. Missed it. Bingo.
It's a trap.
Yeah, don't recommend running with 2 cards. Well, ever, but especially against Weyland. Snare's a very popular splash in Weyland these days. Well, that's it for this game. Catch you next time.